Hello, my name is Zombie878 and welcome back to another video. In this video, I will be showing you how to use the state machine chip to switch between two different states no matter what you're doing. I'm going to be showing you a simple example of changing one state to the other state with like changing the color of a motion trail. So first thing you want to do is you want to get your state machine, obviously. And we are going to rename this to color change because this changes the color. Let's also add change color motion trail so we know it changes the color of the motion trail. Change color motion trail. Okay, now we're going to actually place our motion trail. So go ahead and just type in trail. It should come up. Don't need to type in motion. And we're going to place it right here. And we're going to make sure it's grabbable because we're going to make it where it changes color every time we grab it. So make sure you turn on grabbable. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to make three event definition chips. We're just doing this to get started so we don't get stuck up later. So go ahead and create three event definition chips. We're not going to name them just yet, just create three of them. Okay, so since we're going to change the color, we are actually going to edit into our change color motion trail, and you see how there's one state in there that's active? That is the default active state. If you want to change a default active state, you could configure the state machine chip and change the default state. So what we are going to do is we're going to copy the state 3 times for each color we're going to change it to with the event definitions chip. So let's say this one is going to be the red state. So we're going to rename it to red state. Make sure that you hit submit. Next, we're going to have the blue state. This is where the motion trail is going to turn blue. And then we have our green state, which will turn our motion trail green. Green state. Now that we have our states, let's go inside one of the states. Let's go inside the red state, for example. Here you will notice a few more chips. This has the state constant, which is the state you want to change to with the go to state chip. Then you got the state did enter, which is when it enters, it does whatever is connected to this. And state will exit, it will turn off these circuits and before it goes to the next state so you don't have any problems. So what we're going to do is we are going to make these our color changes. So for example, I am going to rename this one to, let's say, red trail. And then we're going to rename this the blue trail. We're going to rename this the blue trail, and we're going to rename the last one to green trail. And this is how we know which one changes what. So after you are done changing these event definitions to whatever you have, I'm just doing this right now for example. Now what we're going to do is we are going to get a event. Well, first we're going to go into this We're going to go into the red state, and we are going to place a event receiver right here. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to place a event sender. Where is a event sender? Well, yeah, we're just going to type in EVE and get an event sender and place it right here. And whenever it enters the red state, it is going to send out the event for red trail. And whenever it does send out the event for red trail, we are going to receive the event outside of the chip. So let's also turn this to a red trail. And we are going to get a trail set color chip. Just need to type in trail and it should come up. And now when it we switch to the red state in here, it's going to send a event through the red trail event sender to the red trail event receiver, and it's going to change the color of this to red. Now, like I said, I'm going to make it so we can do this when we're grabbing it. So get a event receiver, and we are going to put the event player, I know it's here somewhere, on player grabbed object. This activates whenever a player grabs objects. And because we're going to have the green and blue state, I'm going to have it where it randomizes which one we get. So I'm actually going to get a equals chip. Oh, I'm sorry. I said equals. Well, you can place down the equals. We're going to use that next. What we want after that chip is we want a random int chip. And what the random int chip is going to do is it's going to get a random number between 0 and 2. 0 being red, 1 being blue, or 2 being green, or whatever. So whenever we grab, gets a random number between 0 and 2. And this is where our equals chip comes in. So we can go ahead and get our equals chip. And we're also going to get a if chip. So place your if chip right there. Next, we're going to copy this down 2 times. We're going to connect each of these to the equal chip, connect the else to each one, and then we're going to connect the thin to there, and we're going to connect the int to the equals chip. So this one will be 0, this one will be if it equals 1, and this one will be if it equals 2. And what it's going to do at the end of this is it is actually going to we actually don't need this anymore. This I just put this here just to show you what it's going to look like. So when we grab the chip, it gives us random number. Based on the random number, it is going to send a event. And yeah, I know we have an event sender there. I'm actually going to change that to an event receiver. So we want a event sender. Make sure you got 3 of them. And make sure they're spaced out properly so you don't confuse them with each other. Okay, and we are going to have these be the red trail, the blue trail, and the green trail. And you don't need to worry about the target. Local target's going to target everybody because everyone is local to themselves. And now if you get 0, it will send a event to the red trail, send an event to the blue trail, and send one to the green trail. Okay, so I am back. I got things a little bit wrong. Like I said, I'm going to delete this event sender. We're going to keep all these circuits the same because when we grab it, gives us random number, changes to a random one of these states. Let's just go ahead and make it go to these different states. So we're actually going to copy two of these since we have two states. But before we copy it, let's get an event receiver. And we're going to place one right here and connect it to the go to state. Now we're going to go ahead and copy this up. So what this is going to do is one of these is going to go to the blue state and one of these is going to go to the green state and vice versa with the rest. The blue one, it's going to go to the oh yeah, and you also have to define the state too. So this one will go to the green and this one will go to the blue. And of course you want to do this with each one. So for example, go into your blue state, get your event receiver, and you want to do the exact same thing, but instead of having it go to the green and blue state, we're going to have this go to the red and green state. Okay, and now that you have all the states go to each other state whenever the event sender picks a random one to send it to, now we can start on the next step. So go ahead and edit into your red state, which is the first state. We're going to separate the event receiver and the event exit a little bit from each other. They're a bit too close. And now what we're going to do is we are actually going to make a circuit board. So we are going to get a circuit board. And we are going to place the circuit board right here. And we are going to place our circuits inside this circuit board so it doesn't get too cluttered in here. So first thing first, we're going to go into the circuit board. And since this is going to change it to red, we're going to be like, we're going to rename this to change trail red. So we would know exactly what that circuit board does. And we are going to add a function. It doesn't matter what you name it. I'm going to just name this like red. Honestly, doesn't matter what you name the function. Next, we're going to go to the inputs. We are going to make sure that we have an execute on the input side and a execute on the output side. So make sure you have that. Now that we have our now that we have our circuit board, we are going to edit inside our circuit board. Gonna move these out a little bit. We don't need too many circuits. What we are going to do is, since we cannot connect to that motion trail out there, we are going to get a tag instead. So what we are going to do is we're going to get rec room object get first with tag, and I'm going to place it right here. This is a little big. Let me move these back a little. And we are going to get the tag of that, which is going to be trail. Okay, now that it's going to get the first tag, this is also going to work with multiple ones. So if I go ahead and copy this, it will also work with that, so don't worry. And now that we have that, let's get the set trail color. This will set the trail color to red. Going to connect this to the output, and I'm gonna oh yeah, that's another one. We need to get where is the chip? From Rec Room object. This will actually make it so you can connect it to the trail. And now we will get a we're going to connect it to here, because whenever it enters this event, this is what it's going to play, and it's going to set the trail color to red. Now we can actually hit done. Let's go ahead and make a invention of this so we can actually place this in the other ones. It closed that out, so I'm just gonna take a random picture of that. Um, and we'll save. Oh, it's probably because it's inside the circuit thing. That's why I won't. Well, it's okay. I got one invention already saved. Just make sure you make that outside of the chip then, and then maybe save it. And now that we have this, let's connect it to the state did enter, and it's going to change it to red. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with the blue state and the green state. Let's separate these a little bit. I'm going to hit done on all of them. And now when I pick it up, it's going to give me a random number and send me to a random state. So as you can see, all the circuits are in there. And I just have these few circuits out here. Now, if you want to compact these, you can actually just make all of them an invention. And after you make them a invention, can actually go ahead and delete all of this, get a circuit board out, and then once you get the circuit board out, go ahead and edit the circuit board. We're going to make some room for the invention. And we are going to grab the invention we just made and place it right here inside the chip. Just going to rotate it a bit to make it look a bit more straight. And yeah, there we go. Now it's inside the chip. We don't need to worry about any executes or anything. Let's rename this to something we're going to remember so we know what chips are in it. Let's say the player grab change color. Yeah, let's just name it that. Player grab color change for trail. Let's put trail 2. So now we know if the player grabs the trail, it's going to change the color. And now we can just place the circuits right here. And I will make this into a free invention. If you want to go ahead and download the free invention, the invention name is going to be color change trail. So color change trail. Yeah, color change trail. And now I'm going to show you this actually working with another one. Even though it says get first with tag, you can actually spawn in multiple of these and you can just play around with them. So I can just go ahead and yeah, grab these. It's going to work with all of them. As you can see, all of them are changing color. And yeah, there you go. That is how you use the state machine chip. Now, remember, if any of you want this, just type in color change trail on the invention store and this will come up for free, and you can go in and look at the circuits yourself. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.